Prestatyn Town 6, Bangor City 2. Perfect way to end the season at Bastion Gardens there, mate.
Yeah, it is. It feels like the season's sort of flown by. Obviously, came in sort of a third of the way into it, so I suppose that's probably the reason. But it was a fitting way to finish the season in front of the fans, who I must say were magnificent again tonight, and we've been right with us throughout what's been a difficult season for the lads on the pitch. We've had to regroup and we've gone again, and it was nice to finish it in that way in front of the home fans on a Friday night. Bangor Prestatyn is a game that over the years has had lots of good rivalries, good memories, and I thought the lads tonight have etched their own sort of piece of history in terms of the result that they got tonight. But make no mistake, fair play to Bangor. They've got a bit of a regrouping going on themselves, and they've got some young lads that they're blooding from the under-19s, but they've still got Gary Taylor-Fletcher, Mike Williams, Michael Johnson, Robbie Parry. They've still got players who some played at a very high level, so it's our lads have got to appreciate the performance that we put in tonight, and I thought we fully deserved the 6-2 victory. Just a little bit disappointed at half time, if I'm being honest, because we came out the blocks five and we've worked all week on what we thought we could cause them problems with, and we took a 2-0 lead, and then a couple of sloppy goals that we weren't happy about and allowed Bangor back into it. But second half showed great character, resilience to go again, and I don't think 6-2 flatters us too much, really.
No. Obviously the quantity of the goals speaks for itself, but you must be pleased with the quality as well. Some really good build-up play in the goals. And you also took the bold step of putting Danny Davis up front, which surprised me as well as a few other people. What was the thinking behind that? Because it's obviously paid off.
I think Danny's well, first of all, he's been a massive miss for us in the sort of 4, 5, 6 weeks that he's been out with his injury that he picked up. He's also been away to Australia during that period, but he was injured anyway, and he's done some good rehab. He's done some really good rehab work, and we missed him over that period of time. But he's a very good footballer. He's got a lot of good attributes, and he can play in a number of different positions. So he's almost like a manager's dream, really, that you can have somebody in that position who can. Somebody within the squad and the team who can play in a number of different positions. And we felt tonight, with it being his first game back, that maybe he wasn't suited for some of the positions that he plays in normally for us, and we want him to affect the game in a positive way. So we worked on different areas of the pitch to play him tonight, and we worked on different ways of getting service to him. I thought Macaulay Taylor was outstanding. A special mention for Macca, because Macca's been on the periphery for a short while now, a couple of years now, and there's definitely a top level footballer in Macaulay Taylor, and I was so pleased for him. We asked him to do something for us tonight, and we've worked on it all week, and the second goal is pretty much exactly what we've worked on. When things like that come off with a young lad that you're working with and you're trying to improve and make better, and a young lad who's absolutely really, really keen and applies himself so well. It's really pleasing to see something like that come off, and he fully deserved his goal in the end and a couple of assists. So, we're really pleased with that.
Interesting to hear that, because I was going to mention Macaulay Taylor, for all the good work that he's done off the ball in the build-up and everything. So for him to finally get, a league goal for us, like you said, having been on the periphery for so long, and then be able to bring, Sam Duffy on, Aaron White on, Jay Norbury's on the bench. Things looking really positive for next time out already.
I agree completely. I think, without sort of, it's easy to get carried away really and miss, what we're actually doing ourselves, because everyone will look at tonight's result and say, well, Bangor had 4 or 5, under-19s playing, but I would imagine that the average age of our team was younger than the average age of their team. We've got, Casey Faulkner, Macaulay Taylor in the team who've come through the ranks ourselves. As you say, Sam Duffy, 16 years of age, comes on, does really well. Dan Roberts is 18, starting at centre back, but because of his level of performances all season, you forget that he's a young lad. And as you say, Jay Norbury, who I felt really sorry for Jay, because he was in line to start last week against Flint for his debut, and with the game getting called off, he missed that opportunity, and he was very close to getting on today off the bench. So we know that we've got good players, young players coming through that we're going to work with continuously and consistently to make better and improve. But they need that helping hand. And we've spoken quite a lot in this last week or so about how important it is that the senior players lead by example and give these younger lads the opportunity to find their feet at this level and play with, express themselves in that manner. And the tone was set with Alex's goal. Alex scored a great goal to get us ahead in the game, but the senior, and Hazy scored too, so the senior players have come to the fore as well. And it's not that nice blend at the moment that we're sort of working with within the group, and we're going in the right direction, I think.
And just to change it up as well, despite the 2 goals that we did concede today, I thought another really good defensive performance. Jimbo Hay keeping his spot at right back after doing so well a couple of weeks ago. Connor Shackleton doing the work that nobody wants to talk about in the middle. So going the other way as well, there's a lot to be positive about. Yeah,
definitely. I think if you look at it, we always talk about it, my teams, and if you want to play for me and the way that I set my teams up to play is I can't carry any players in possession. Every one of my players has to want to have the ball, whether that's the goalkeeper. So Ryan Roberts trying to play out from the back, and we're looking to play out, and same with Woodsy when he plays, and the back four wanting to have the ball. But likewise out of possession, everyone has to work hard and do their job. So it's important that we defend from the front and we build up power play in possession from the back. But tonight, Jimbo, Dan Roberts, Hazy and Casey's a back four, and Connor Shack's in front of him, I thought were really, really, really good. Difficult because you're playing against a former Premier League footballer in Gary Taylor-Fletcher, and he's still got really good bits of quality at times. Also a mention for Ryan Roberts, because he was disappointed with the first goal. And we said that at half time about that can't happen, but the way he bounced back in the second half, he still tried to play out from the back for us, and he's ended up making a world-class save. I know world-class sounds a little bit like over-egging it, but anyone was here tonight and saw the save that he made when the game was potentially still in the balance at 4-2, I think, at the time. It shows good character that he bounced back from that. But we don't really want to single too many players out, but what we are really keen to do tonight is enjoy the experience, because we went to Bangor at the start of the season with a very young and inexperienced team and got beaten quite heavily, and this was a game that we were always focusing on to make sure that we returned the favour when we came and had them back here.
Mm-hmm. So 3 away games is it now left this season, and then the focus changes. So what is it you're going to be looking for from those 3 games?
Well, we just said that it's really important that we set down markers over the course of the season. I think we've improved, time on time. I think, ultimately, don't think we can not mention the fact that, 10 games into the season, we were bottom of the league, when we came in, and when we pulled the group together and sort of talked about what we wanted to try and achieve this season. And probably those 3 points probably make us safe. I would imagine that most people thought we were safe before this week anyway, but I'd imagine we're probably mathematically safe now. So to do that with 3 or 4 games left, given the fact that we were probably 7 or 8 points away from safety when we came in with after 10 games, proves that this group's done ever so well. The players have been absolutely fantastic, but no one will remember that if we go out on a damp squib over the last 3 games of the season. So even those 3 away games, we've got points to prove in every single one of those games, and we want to finish with a flourish, and we want to make sure that we can finish as high up this table as possible and set down markers for next season, where we want to be far more competitive at the top end of the league. And there was a positive meeting yesterday down at the clubhouse with the owner Neil, obviously speaking to some of the fans, and we're trying to build that feel-good factor back at Prestatyn and show everyone that we can pull together and try and get this club back to where it has been previously.
Tommy.